What is going on, guys? EASYHEIMER here. I'm here with the Heybike Ranger S. This is their 750 watt model with a 48 volt 14 amp hour battery. This bike comes in just around $1,000. This bike does come in 4 colors. This is their gray. It also comes in red, blue, and like a sand color. This is their foldable model. So right here, there's a fold point right here in the middle, and there's another one at the handlebars. Seat is adjustable. Handlebars are adjustable depending on height. You can get an average of 55 miles on the bike depending on different variables like how much you weigh as a rider, your level of assistance that you're riding, and the amount of pedaling that you are using. The bike is made out of aluminum alloy frame, which is very sturdy. In my opinion, well designed looking bike. This bike does come with 20 by 4-inch e-moped tires that are very comfortable on the road, especially on like pavement riding. They're very smooth, but still gives you a good amount of traction on these roads. It has drilled and slotted hydraulic braking in the front as well as the rear. Also comes with like little mud flaps right here on the back and on the front. You have a adjustable suspension system in the front. In order to adjust it, you can lock it and unlock it like that. That is the front with the headlight, so you can still see the Heybike emblem lit up as well as the light in front. And same thing in the rear. When the light is lit up, you can still see the Heybike. This bike does come with blinkers as well, front and rear. This is what the bike looks like from the handlebar POV. So on the left side, you have your front brakes. You have your light switches right here that turn on your lights on and off. You have your blinkers. Nice little horn. You have your power button. And then you also have your adjuster for the level of assistance that you can go on. And then on this side, you have a button for the high beam and low beam. And then you have a button to switch between the different menus on the bike. On the actual LCD screen itself, you have a battery percentage, you have a miles per hour, level of assistance, and then as well as your other menus that you have, including your trip, your odometer, your max mile per hour, your voltage, that kind of stuff. On the right side of the handlebar, you have your rear brake, you have your 7-speed shifter, in your half throttle. This bike can hold up to 400 pounds of payload. This bike can get around 55 miles on a single charge. It takes around 4 to 5 hours to charge to full because it does have a fast battery. So what is going on, guys? I'm with the Heybike Ranger S. We're going to do the hill test. We're going to go halfway up, throttle only, and then we're going to pedal the rest of the way up to get a top speed going up the hill. And then we're going to come back down, do a top speed test going downhill, and finally a brake test. So let's get into it. It's on level 5 assistance. This is throttle only. Throttle only halfway up, we're hitting around 18 miles an hour. It's going down to 17 now. Then we're going to pedal the rest of the way up. So halfway up, we got around 18 miles an hour, 17, 18 miles an hour going uphill, throttle only. And then with pedaling, we got up to around 21 miles an hour, and it was definitely climbing with good pace. Didn't feel like it was struggling at all. And now we're gonna go downhill and see how fast we can get a top speed going downhill. That was fast. Okay, so downhill we got right around 37 miles an hour, which is very fast. It got up to speed really fast. I was at 30 miles an hour before I even hit halfway down the hill. And that last little part, if the hill was a little bit longer, I probably could have hit around 39. But I stopped at around 37, obviously, because I had to brake. But the brakes worked very well. They stopped. There's no screeching, no nothing like that. And they're very smooth with how they felt while they brought me to a complete stop.
So let's talk about the Heybike Ranger S. It's a very comfortable bike. It's very comfortable, but it is very almost like top heavy. So I tried to do like a little thing. I don't know, maybe it's my balancing, but it's very top heavy with everything being with a tall bike being located at the bottom of the bike. It kind of leans if you are leaning a certain way, which isn't a problem. But sometimes I like to ride with no hands, safely of course. But it is very nimble in a sense that you don't really have to turn. You can just kind of lean and the bike goes exactly where you're kind of leaning into, which is nice. So like I said, I'm not really turning, I'm just like leaning in it. Because everything is at the bottom of the bike and is very to the ground, you lean a little bit and then you just start turning pretty much automatically, which is something I kind of like, because you don't really have to turn too much. I'm not really like a handlebar turn kind of guy. I'd rather just kind of lean into the turns and kind of turn that way. The bike is very capable when it comes from a sense of power. I think there's plenty of power in this bike. Really good acceleration, especially when it comes to hill climbing. So we did on the hill climbing test earlier, like it climbed the hill throttle only really well. I was going 18 miles an hour and pedaling I got up to 21, and it's a pretty steep hill, so it definitely checks that box off for me because I don't like always pedaling. So you definitely get a sense of the bike can do a lot of the work for you, and it does have enough power and speed to kind of do what you need it to do. You have to say the seat is very comfortable. I don't really, I've been riding the bike for a little bit and I don't really feel anything out of place with the handlebars. It's all adjustable. So the handlebars, the seat is adjustable, and the bike just feels very nimble. It is definitely a little bit lighter weight, so you can kind of throw the bike around a little bit more. And the power is like instant. So the throttle, it goes automatically, and then with the pedal system, it kicks in relatively quickly. This is a torque system, so it goes off based on how much you are pushing and what level you have on the 7-speed shifter that is applied to this bike. Yeah, the tires are very smooth on this bike. I really like how a lot of these companies, especially Heybike, they're making the semi grip like street tires. So it's not really meant for off-roading. Obviously you can do a little bit of off-roading, but it's not really like the main point of this bike. But they're just very smooth, comfortable tires when it comes to just like how it feels on the road. And the front shocks definitely absorb a lot of the bumps that you find on the road, which is very nice. There's no suspension in the rear, but it does actually a really good job of taking care of a lot of those bumps and making you feel like you're very planted when you're riding, which I really like. The suspension, even though it is a foldable bike, kind of makes it feel like it's one piece when it's connected, which I've noticed with some other bikes that sometimes it feels like it's a little less unstable, which obviously you don't want, because if you're riding and going close to 30 miles an hour, like you want to feel like the bike's not going to fall apart on you. They do a really good job of making sure it feels safe while you're riding.
The Heybike Ranger S definitely has a lot of potential in my eyes. It definitely checks off a lot of boxes like great styling, good battery output, good speed, and a price point that's not going to hurt your wallets too much. This bike is perfect for a daily commuter or a weekend cruiser with friends and family. But I would love to know what you guys think about this bike. Please, as always, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. EASYHEIMER out.